Hello, everybody on the Master Shah Tao Center Toronto Facebook page, and welcome. Today, we are going to be talking about ancient Eastern wisdom for healing yourself and others. And we welcome you. We welcome each and every one of you from around the world. And thank you so much for joining us today. We are very grateful to have you here. And we are very excited to be sharing with you about these ancient Eastern wisdom and practical techniques for healing yourself and others. It is my greatest honor to introduce to you our next speaker, and his name is Francisco Quintero. And Francisco has helped assist in training over 6,000 soul healing practitioners from around the world. He has studied and trained personally with Dr. and Master Zhigong Sha for over 18 years, and he has traveled the world sharing these tools, techniques, healing, rejuvenation, and more. He is a certified master teacher, healer, practitioner of the Tao Academy and one of the leading teachers here at the Master Shah Tao Center Toronto. And he is the author of Divine Joy and many other articles, blogs, and more. So we are so grateful and excited to welcome Francisco.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. So happy to be here with each of you to learn about the ancient Eastern wisdom for healing yourself, for healing others. So go ahead, tell us who's here. We'll love to know. Welcome, Tash. Welcome, Andrea. Welcome, Rosetta. Greetings from London. We have many people from around the world who are joining us. So welcome. So happy to be here. Welcome, Rosetta. So let me share with you a little bit about myself and how I came across ancient Eastern wisdom. So I originally am from California. I live here now in Toronto, Canada. But this was 19 years ago. I was, I was suffering from high blood pressure, and I was teaching mathematics actually at that time. But I got sick. So I started to learn and want to know more about ancient healing methods. And I came across Dr. and Master Zhigong Sha. Welcome, Allan, Danielle, Shari. And it was the very first time that I came across actually ancient Eastern wisdom. I didn't really know anything about it before that time. I was in my late 20s, and I started to, when I met Dr. and Master Zhigong Sha, he was right away teaching these ancient wisdom practices. And I was right away like, wow, what is this? It's so fascinating. I just right away fell in love with these ancient practices and techniques. And I started to practice them. And I was doing a practice where you develop actually something called the lower dantian. And in Mandarin, that means the lower energy field. And I started to do that practice. And over time, I started to feel more energy. I started to feel more light inside my body. I started to actually feel things shifting for me. And I was suffering from high blood pressure. So I was using these techniques. They were very new to me. But we were using different sounds. We were using mantras, down mantras. We were using different hand positions to promote energy to flow. We were connecting with Tao source energy. So I was like, okay, I'll be open to have the possibility to use these practices. But I did them. And over time, after 1 year, I was able to heal myself from high blood pressure using these ancient Eastern wisdom techniques for healing yourself. Right away I said, wow, if this works for me, does it work for others? I want to know more about these practices. So that began my journey of wanting to learn more about these ancient Eastern wisdom techniques that Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha was sharing. So eventually, I became one of his certified teachers, got to now travel around the world. And as it's just been amazing traveling and being able to see actually many people use these techniques and how they heal themselves and how they heal others. And this is a very special time right now. I'll share with you a little bit about the very first time I met Dr. Actually, it was my first workshop that I went. I was in SoCal, California. It was near the Redwood Forest at a place called the Land of Medicine Buddha. And it was my first workshop that I went to. I met him at a bookstore before that, but this was like the first workshop that I went to. And Master Sha was connecting with Tao Source. And he was teaching about a new era, a new time period on Mother Earth, where in this new era that we're in, it will be about reconnecting to the soul. The soul would be the boss of every aspect of life. The soul would guide our healing. The soul would guide our relationships. The soul would guide business and finances. How the soul in this new time period is going to be like guiding us to come into alignment. And that is how we're going to flourish. That is how we're going to heal Mother Earth. That is how we're going to heal air pollution, water pollution. And I was just fascinated. I was like, wow, this is so amazing. I want to learn more. So this time period that we're in is very, it's very special because we have the opportunity to learn this ancient Tao wisdom, but to bring it on a whole new level. And the teachings of Dr. Master Sha he takes the ancient wisdom, but he brings it to a whole new level to bring us love, to bring us light, so that we can heal and transform our life in a very powerful way. One of my favorite ancient mantras that I learned from Dr. Sha was something called Shen Qi Jing Hai. Okay, what is it? Shen is the soul, heart, and mind. Qi is the energy. Jing is the matter. Hai means to join as one. We'll have it posted, typed in Shen Qi Jing Hai. Love this mantra. Practice this mantra. This mantra is very, very important because any aspect of our life that we are not in alignment, we could face difficulties, challenges. This Tao mantra, Shen Qi Jing Hai, means we are creating alignment of the soul, heart, and mind. If we want good health, we have to align our soul, heart, mind, and body. If we want beautiful, loving relationships, we have to align the soul, heart, mind, and body of that relationship we want to transform to heal. If it's our finances, we want to align the soul, heart, mind, and body of our finances to have flourishing and success. So every part of our life carries Shen Qi Jing, a soul, heart, mind, and body. So you can, connect to this mantra, practice chanting this mantra. But when you do this, you can bring great healing into your soul, heart, mind, and body. So that's one of my favorite Tao mantras that I wanted to share with each of you. And you can learn more about it in Master Sha's Tao Wisdom book. It's the Tao 1 textbook. Very powerful textbook to get you to learn more deeper into these ancient techniques. So before I go further, we're going to welcome one of my colleagues who also is a great Tao teacher. And he's going to share with you also his journey and also his story of learning and meeting Dr. Master Jigong Sha and whatever else he has to share with each of us. So let us welcome Allan at this time. Welcome,
Thank you.
Allan.
Thank you, Francisco. Thank you, Alexia. Thank you, and welcome everyone. So I'm like Francisco, obviously, like Alexia, obviously. I'm also delighted to be here with all of you. I'm so happy that all of you have joined us for this hour tonight because I think you can feel it. I also can't wait to share what I have learned. I can't wait to share what I have received. You know, I am a senior myself, but I'm very happy. I'm very healthy. I'm actually, I think, much better off than I was 20 years ago before I met Master Sha in every aspect of my life. And it's because of the ancient wisdom that Master Sha has brought, the practices, but also the new wisdom, the new teachings for this new era that Francisco told you about, the new practices and the empowerments that we're going to share with you in this brief hour. So, like Francisco, I was also in mathematics. I was a teacher of mathematics. And what I loved is I didn't have a spiritual belief system, but what I loved is that everything I heard from Master Sha was very logical. It made a lot of sense. It explained a lot of what was going on in my life and what was going on in the world. And what Francisco just shared is actually one of the most important mantras and one of the most important teachings in my life. And Master Sha has shared all of these universal laws from Tao, from the source. And don't think we're teaching traditional Taoism. We're not teaching traditional Taoism. We're not teaching any specific belief system. Just think of Tao as the name for the ultimate creator, the ultimate source, whatever your belief system is. Think of it as just a name for the highest soul or spirit. So you've heard that there is a law of Shen Qi Jing. And I won't focus too much on the Chinese here, but it says that everyone and everything has Shen Qi Jing. Everyone and everything is made of soul or spirit. Everyone and everything has a heart, a spiritual heart, not just a physical heart. Everyone and everything has a mind or a consciousness, and everyone and everything has qi, many of you have heard of, is Chinese for energy, and everyone and everything is made of jing, which is Chinese for matter. But what Master Sha goes beyond the ancient wisdom is in many ways, he teaches what Shen is, what soul is in scientific terms, in physical terms. So he is able to bridge science and spirituality. He is actually able to unify science and spirituality. So if you have a logical frame of mind like I did, you can totally understand the spiritual wisdom that we're sharing, the healing wisdom that we're sharing, the empowerments that you can receive as well. So soul is the boss, soul is the leader. And what the soul does is pass its messages, its information. Physics talks about information. Science talks about messages. And the soul is the warehouse of all the messages, all the information that we have created through our actions, our behaviors, our speech, and even our thoughts. And this affects our body. It goes to our heart, our mind, and it affects what we do, what we say, what we think. It affects our relationships. It affects our finances. It affects every aspect of our lives. So I also love the Shen Qi Jing align as one mantra. Soul, heart, mind, body align as one. And what we really mean when we chant this mantra is that we align with our soul. Our soul is our highest essence. Our soul is the repository of all the information that makes us what we are, that makes us who we are, that makes our relationships what they are, our finances what they are, every part of our lives what they are. So let's just take a minute to practice that mantra for 1 minute, okay? We will Sing Shen, Qi, Jing, He, little Chinese, 5 words, which you think of as soul, heart, mind, and body align as one. And really what we want is everything really to align with our soul, okay? So close your eyes, put one hand over your heart, one hand over your lower abdomen, which is your physical core and foundation, and think of your soul, whatever you want to think of. Think of it as a golden light being and align with your soul. Align every aspect of your being with your soul. Shen Qi Jing He, Shen Qi Jing He, Shen Qi Jing He, Shen Qi Jing He. See your soul as a golden light being. Shen Qi Jing He, 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 Shen Qi Jing He. Silently, dear my soul, my spirit, my essence, I love you. I want to align with you. Align my heart, align my mind, align my energy, align my matter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is a brief example of a simple practice using the ancient wisdom, the law of Shen Qi Jing. But beyond that, Master Sha can connect us with the highest Shen Qi Jing. Everything has its frequency. Everything has its vibration. And what can have a higher frequency and vibration than the source? Tao, remember, is just a name for the source. And what we can be empowered with is some very special ways to connect with the source energy, the source vibration, the source messages and information, which are the most positive messages of love, of light, and more that can help us heal and transform our being and every part of our lives. So we're going to learn more about one of these very special empowerments tonight, and I'm honored now to hand it back to Francisco. Thank you, everyone.
Great. Thank you, Allan. So Allan was talking about the Tao source frequency vibration, uplifting, empowering your frequency vibration. And one of the things that Allan and I received was something called Tao Hands. Tao Hands is an empowerment. It's a transmission of light that uplifts your spiritual healing powers. Think of it like spiritual technology. It's helping you to access higher vibrations, to transform messages, negative messages, to bring more light into your life, more love into your life. And the Tao Hands, when I received my Tao Hands, I just remember meeting with Dr. Sha. He connected with Tao Source, and this beautiful light just shot into my body. And right away, I was using this transmission. It's a permanent transmission. And I was using that to offer healing, not only to myself. I was able to heal myself using these practices, but then I started to offer healing to others. And then I started to experience actually people who had back pain. All of a sudden, the back pain was gone. Or frozen shoulder. There was one person, actually it was in India. I got to travel around the world. And in India, it's like right away, frozen shoulder, choom, it just shot up in the air, the hand. So these stories just happen all the time with these techniques that we're sharing with you. And Tao Hands is one of them. We will be having a Tao Hands workshop actually upcoming. The dates are, you can mark your calendars. It's going to be December 11, 12, and 13. It's the Tao Hands training program. And we're going to share more about that today in today's session. So we're going to bring back Allan. I have a few questions for him. Allan actually is Master Sha's editor, so he has a lot of ancient wisdom that he carries with him. So Allan, of all the mantras, the Tao mantras that you have learned, what is your favorite and why?
Actually, Shen is one of them, but let me pick a different one, okay? I'll pick a little different one. And I'll pick Tao Shengyi. Tao creates one, heaven's unique sacred liquid, Mother Earth's beautiful liquid. Swallow into your lower abdomen to build your foundation, to boost your energy and more. And it's 4 lines in Chinese. Master Sha is Chinese, and the Chinese has its own frequency and vibration, which are important. But I'm not going to teach this here, of course, tonight, but I'd be honored to just sing it for everybody for a minute or two, okay? So close your eyes, everyone, and sit up straight. Imagine that there's some force connecting you, pulling you up, connecting your head, top of your head with heaven. Okay, and put your feet flat on the floor and feel firmly grounded and connected to Mother Earth. And we're going to receive through this mantra nourishment from heaven. What is nourishment? It's love and light from heaven. What is nourishment from Mother Earth? Mother Earth, love and light. And it's going to come, and you could be generating some saliva, this sacred liquid. Raise the tip of your tongue and swirl it around and see if you generate some saliva. This saliva will carry heaven and Mother Earth's nourishment, heaven and Mother Earth's love and light. Let me begin. Tao Shengyi, Tian Yi Zhen Shui, Jin Jin Yu Ye, Yan Ru Dan Tian. Make a request. Make a request. Do you have some pain? Ask for some relief. Are you stressed? Ask for some relief, some peace in your heart. Make a request. Tao Shengyi, Tian Ni Zhen Shui, Jin Jin Yu Ye, Yan Ru Dan Tian. Tao Shengyi, Tian Ni Zhen Shui, Jin Jin Yu Ye, Yan Ru Dan Tian. 3 more times. Tao Shengyi, Tian Ni Zhen Shui, Jin Jin Yu Ye, Yan Ru Dan Tian. Tao Shengyi, Tian Ni Zhen Shui, Jin Jin Yu Ye, Yan Ru Dan Tian. Tao Shengyi, Tian Ni Zhen Shui, Jin Jin Yu Ye, Yan Ru Dan Tian. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're all blessed. You could hear me generating saliva. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Wow, amazing.
Heaven and earth.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. So the mantra is there for those of you who want to know it. This is the Tao normal creation, Tao reverse creation, powerful Tao mantra. So Allan, maybe you can share with everybody the Tao Hands, what it is and why is this program important? What are the benefits of that?
Well, as Francisco said, we live in a very special time, and it's a time where we will be led by the soul, by the spirit. You know, our minds pretty much are leading us, leading humanity at this time, but our minds can have so many issues. You know, we overthink things, we We could have ego. We could think we're right. Other people are not right. All kinds of issues. But when we follow the pure love and light of our soul, we can do much better. We can be much better. Humanity can be and do much better. But right now, we need a lot of healing and transformation. Each of you personally watching this program, I think you all need healing and transformation in some part of your life, right? You could have a physical ailment. You could have some emotional imbalances, especially in these turbulent times with the pandemic. You could have some mental issues. There's just a surge of mental health issues, even among young people these days. And you could have some relationship challenges. Maybe you've been locked down or cooped up a little more, and you've had to be closer to certain people in your household. That could be a blessing, but that could be a challenge for you. And so many people have financial issues too, lost jobs, lost income, and more. But what if there were one empowerment that could help you address all these issues, okay? And that could also help you help others. We can receive this empowerment. It is such a fulfilling thing to receive, to know that you have a tool, a very special spiritual tool that can help you get through your challenges, and that can also help those you love, your friends, your colleagues, even your pets and more get through these very challenging times. So these are called Tao Hands, and they are basically huge, huge love and light spiritual hands. And we have been empowered to teach about them, but also to transmit them to people. And we're going to offer you, I'm sure, a blessing from our Tao Hands. We also have some other Tao Hands practitioners who will share what it's meant in their lives. But to have a tool that you can call on at any time of the day to help yourself, to serve others, this is, I think, going to be very important in this time, very important for all of us. But for me personally, it has really, 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 really helped me be so much healthier and happier. It has really brought so much fulfillment to my life, because there's no greater joy than being able to help others and seeing that others really can be helped by what we have been given. You know, it's not me, it's what I've been given, and you can receive this too. So we're going to demonstrate this, we're going to share more about it, and we really hope you can join us and receive this, because you will be so blessed, so grateful, as all of us are.
Great. Thank you, Allan. So, Allan, what is your secret for rejuvenation?
My secret is well, I'm well in my 8th decade of life, and I don't judge myself, but many people say I look younger. I have I'm more energy than I did 10 years ago, 15 years ago, even 20 years ago, right when I met Master Sha. And I don't know that I have a secret other than following this ancient wisdom, doing these practices, receiving the empowerments, and serving with my heart. And I think all of those things together contribute. All of those things are very important for all of our lives. And I think you can do this, certainly. You know, you can learn these practices, do the practices, but especially you can receive this very special empowerment that Francisco, I, Alexia, all of us here have received.
Right. Jordan said, you look fantastic, sharp and handsome and healthy. One more question, Allan. So in the Tao Hands training program, it comes with several components. I will describe all of them soon, but one of them is called spiritual protection. You actually receive this. Can you explain to everybody the spiritual protection and why they need it as Tao Hands practitioners?
Sure, I'll try, Francisco. Thank you. Well, many of you may be healers, and many of you may be what are called empaths, right? Where you feel people's energies, you maybe take on some of their energies. As healers, we deal with negativity, right? We live in a world of positive and negative. And as healers, we deal with negativities. And what we're trying to do to heal is transform those negativities to positivities. Okay. If you're physically sick, you have pain in your back, you have some negative matter, negative energy, negative consciousness, maybe, negative souls, maybe in your back. Okay. If you have a challenging relationship, you have some negative Shen Qi Jing in that relationship. So sometimes this negative Shen Qi Jing wants to be dominant, right? Wants to control, wants us to suffer for whatever reason. So when we are healing, we have to be protected. And we receive spiritual protection, which is very important when we offer healing to ourselves, to others. But we also receive a very special protection that can literally protect our lives. You know, I think all of us have stories. I have some incredible stories where my life has been protected from very severe auto accidents, disasters, and more. So why can we receive this as part of the Tao Hands training? Because, first of all, you have to apply to become a Tao Hands practitioner, and you have to be approved. Now, who approves you? It's not Francisco. It's not Allan. It's actually Tao Source. We connect with Tao Source and we check with Tao Source whether an applicant is approved. So when you're approved, it's such a great honor and blessing in itself, because you know that Tao Source wants you to be a Tao Hands practitioner. And so if Tao wants you to be such a practitioner, to serve others, to serve yourself, then Tao will also give you some protection so you can do the job that you're meant to do.
Great. Thank you. Beautiful explanation, Allan. Thank you. So we'll come back to you in a minute, Allan. So once again, Tao Hands workshop, December 11, 12, and 13. Don't miss it. Allan brought up a good question. You have to apply. So how do you apply? We're going to post there. I'll come back to you with that. So we'll post. Okay, just checking something. So I'll give you the explanation how you can apply for the Tao Hands training program very soon. But it has all these wonderful components that are part of it. And one of them is the transmission of the Tao Hands. The second one is the spiritual protection, but there's more. So we have many Tao Hands practitioners. As Alexia mentioned in the beginning, I have helped to train over 6,000 Tao Hands practitioners around the world. We have Tao Hands practitioners throughout North America, throughout Australia, in the European countries, London, especially London, Germany, the Netherlands, also India, many different parts of the world. Truly, we're probably well over 100 different countries from around the world. And each of them is, they all come from different walks of life, but you are empowered to heal yourself, to heal others. Healing others actually is so important, especially during this time. You may have a family member or a loved one who is sick or who needs some emotional, mental healing. The Tao Hands empowers you to do that. And you learn how to use the Tao Hands during the workshop. So we're going to bring on two guests they are going to share with you. And actually, we have posted now the application link. So you could just click that link there and you can submit your application. It's very simple, very easy, and we'll process it right away. That way you can know if you're approved to join the workshop. Okay, so the first one is from Ashutosh. We're going to bring Ashutosh in, and he's going to share his Tao Hands story about how he has used it for himself and for his family. So welcome, Ashutosh. Please share your story.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Master Francisco.
Welcome. Share your story.
So I received my Tao Hands in 2020 in June, and I have a lot of amazing stories of transformation and how it has transformed my life. I'll start with one for my own self. Last month, I had a toothache, and I can say the pain was on the level of 6 or 7 on a scale of 10. And the thing is that the place where I stay, to get an appointment in a town, it takes at least 2 weeks. and I stay away from town, so I had to either get a cab or walk to the town. So I offered Tao Hands blessings to my own self, and in 3 days, like the pain just vanished completely. And right now, there is not a single ounce of pain. So that quite amazed me. So the second story I can share is about my own family. So I offered Tao Hands blessings to my own family every day, and within a month, the relationships transformed so much, and it has opened the heart of each of my family member to each other. Like they're more calm, they're more joyful, and the communication has increased, and a lot of emotions have been healed, and now it's a very happy family. So I'm very happy about that. These are two of my stories, like personal transformation I've seen somewhere, and I also like more countless stories, which if I get time I can share. But these are
Share
two.
one more. Share one more with us.
So this one is one of my friends. So he's he stays in India, and the thing is that talk to him about regularly, and I ask him if you're going through certain challenges, and he shared, yeah, like to job and health, and he said, I'm like, okay, what with the health? He's like, I'm gaining a lot of weight because like I'm just staying at home all day due to COVID. I'm like, okay, no worries. So if you want, you can start to exercise, and I'll start offering you Tao Hands blessings to bring your weight into like manage your weight. And he's like, okay. I'm like, all right. So I checked back with him after 3 4 weeks, and he said like, oh, like I hardly exercise like say twice a week because I was lazy, but I lost like 2 kilos of weight. So I was like, well, it's
Wow.
like it's amazing. It's like I'm just staying at home and just eating food and exercising like twice a week. That's it. I'm like, that's good. Then I explained him certain concept of how information works, and it amazed him.
Great. So one more question, Ashutosh. What is the most meaningful for you as a Tao Hands practitioner?
Uh, so I have realized one thing, like what is happening around me. A lot of people are searching for answers and healing, and they're not getting it. So I feel thank you to Master Shah for empowering me, so that I can go out and help people transform and heal their lives, and also share the message so they can also start self healing them. So I'm very happy, like a lot of people are, a lot of my clients, they're happy, like they tried a lot of things, and when I offered Thou Hands blessings, it worked out. So they are very happy that these things work and how it actually transforms on such a big scale.
Great, great. Thank you, Ashutosh, for joining us, for sharing your stories. I'm very grateful to you. And, continue to serve with Tao Hands. Thank you, Ashutosh.
Thank you, Master Francisco.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to read it now. Some comments from a few of you, and then we're going to bring on our second guest. Danielle is actually one of our recent Tao Hands practitioners. She took it not too long ago, and she said, Tao Hands truly works. I'm recently certified and offer service to friends and family. I certainly recommend Master Shah Tao Center Toronto. They're the best in the West. Thank you, Danielle. Tash said, I have given Tao Hands blessings in all kinds of places, including government buildings. It is empowering to have such a tool when people are in need. Getting positive feedback makes it so worth whatever I invested in it. Wonderful. Terry McGill said, a friend of mine took her canine comfort companion to the vet, and the dog became very agitated. I gave a Tao Hands blessing remotely without telling her. Then she posted about 2 minutes later that the dog was completely calm. The power of Tao Hands can be immediate. Wonderful. So if you can see from the stories, Tao Hands is for every aspect of life. You are empowered. It's a Tao transmission to heal yourself, to heal others, for health, relationships, finances, for pets as well. Okay, so we are empowered to do all of this. And let me just read here. One more, Danielle said, gave Tao Hands to my mom for her back, for her back that was hurting. I was massaging her with some cream and she said she felt my blessing without me telling her. How awesome was this? I'm so happy to be of service to my family. That's one of the most beautiful things as a Tao Hands practitioner, is that we get to help our family, our friends, our loved ones during their times of difficulty. So now you're empowered to do something, to help them, okay, to serve them. Okay, so let us now welcome our second guest. This is Carmen. So let us welcome Carmen, and she's going to share her healing stories. If you could unmute yourself, Carmen, and then you can share your story.
Yes.
Welcome, Carmen.
Yeah. Nice to see you all. I want to share two stories which they were really amazing. The second day I received the Tao Hands treasure, I had the chance to use it. A friend of mine, she was having a severe back pain. She was moving the furniture in her house. And really, she really was suffering. And I asked her if I can offer her a blessing. And she said, of course. The most amazing thing is after 20 seconds, exactly 20 seconds, the pain completely disappeared and vanished. Never came back. I made a follow-up the next day and the following week. Never came back that pain. In the same day, I had a chance to offer a healing blessing for her dog. She had a Dalmatian who had a problem with the back legs, and the dog was 13 years old and lying on the bed, and it was very sad. And I offered the dog for 4 minutes the Tao Hands treasure blessing, and the miracle happened. The dog jumped from the bed and started to run in the house, jumping on the stairs up and down, taking 2 steps on once. It was so happy. And the dog until she passed away 8 months later, she suffering from some other things. The problem with the legs never came back. That was really amazing. She could walk normal. Everything was normal. And I'm so happy. And I advise anyone who can take this extraordinary opportunity to have these incredible powers Master Sha is giving to us, to take it. It's really amazing. It's really a miracle. A miracle for us, a miracle for all the loved ones, a miracle for our clients. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, Carmen. Carmen, if you could share also, what is the most heart-touching thing for you as a Tao Hands practitioner?
Actually, I'm using very often. It's really very powerful because it's really working with an incredible speed. The results they were coming even I was offering for my family or for my friends. It was really very quick, and I didn't need to offer second time. I had a client, and she had a cyst on the ureter, and supposed to have a surgery to remove that ureter because she was in pain for 8 months, and I did it. I offered her the blessing 3 times. She didn't make the surgery. Everything came back to normal. It's really amazing. Really amazing.
Great. Thank you, Carmen, for being here with us, for taking the time to be here. Thank you.
It's my
Great. Okay, wonderful. I see lots of other stories coming in. With the ancient wisdom that we talked about in the beginning, in the new era that we're in, there's many times where I see during with my third eye, with my spiritual eye, in very ancient times, how the ancients, when Mother Earth was like an enlightened planet and everything was just full of love and love, peace, and harmony. And often what I see is that that many people had a higher level of consciousness, and they connected with the power of the soul. They connected with their hearts more deeply, and they would connect to Tao source to sing, to dance and to heal with this light, with this love. So what I often see is that, Dr. Master Jigang Sha, he's like bringing the old ancient wisdom, giving a little bit of new twist to it, to modernize it. But that is what he's empowering us to do, is to bring in that Tao source energy, so that we are vehicles of love and light, to uplift the planet, to uplift humanity, to bring healing to the world. I often find that amazing and very heart-touching, because it's great. When you're a Tao Hands practitioner, you feel that connection with Tao's source, and the love and the light just radiates out to others. So we're not the healers. We are just the vehicles of that light, of that channel to offer to others. Okay, lots of comments of people offering Tao Hands blessings. Continue to share all of them. I see lots of them. Okay, wonderful. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring back Allan on, and we'll have Allan offer each of you a Tao Hands blessing. So everybody go in the chat, put in what you would like to receive a healing for. Everyone make one request, and then Allan's going to offer a Tao Hands blessing. Welcome, Allan, back.
Thank you, Francisco. Thank you, Carmen, Ashutosh, everyone, for your beautiful sharing and stories. I'm honored. Make one request, make it a focused request. If you don't have time to type it, just make it silently, because I'm not the healer. My Tao Hands are the healer. They can hear you. Close your eyes. Focus on your request. You can put one hand over the area of your request. One hand over your heart always works. The other hand over your lower abdomen, as we did earlier. I will silently connect with my Tao Hands, with Tao Source. I'll offer a silent blessing for about 3 minutes. Tao Hands blessing. Give the best appropriate blessing for each of your requests. Start. One more minute. And the blessing will end. I will say how, which means good, wonderful, get well. Bless your requests. And please join me in giving our gratitude, our thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not to me, but to my Tao Hands, to Tao Source. Thank you.
Great, very powerful. Lots of light that I felt. Everyone, please share your experience. Thank you, Allan. Wow, amazing. So, the Tao Hands training program, it has your Tao Hands transmission. It has the spiritual protection that Allan was talking about. It also has something called a spiritual pendulum, just like a physical pendulum that you could, people use to check answers for yes or no. And we're going to learn. It's a form of a spiritual communication. It also comes with a light ball, a spiritual light ball to help to offer you spiritual protection from unpleasant energies from others as you heal. That's very important as a spiritual healer. And then the healing and prevention of communicable diseases. Just think of COVID, but this is a spiritual blessing to help, give you that spiritual immunity. So all that comes in the Tao Hands training program. So make sure that you apply. We're going to respond right away so that you know if you're approved and you could join us. Again, the dates are December 11th, 12th, and 13th. Okay, so don't miss that. It'll be very special. And during the Tao Hands training program, we do teach you. Allan, also we have another colleague named Cher, will teach you how to use your Tao Hands for different aspects of life. And we're also going to teach you some of this ancient Tao wisdom for healing yourself and for healing others. So Allan, do you have any final Tao wisdom words for everybody?
Tao wisdom words.
Words of wisdom.
Listen to your heart and soul, and life will be blessed in many ways. Surrender to your heart and soul and learn how to do that better, and use your heart and soul with your Tao Hands to make life better for many, many, many others as well.
Great. Thank you, Allan. So we have people commenting. Thank you, Tao Source and Allan. Slightly reduced pain in the shoulder. Shari, thank you, Allan. I asked for an area of chronic pain and the energy was moving. The pain intensified and then it relaxed. Jyoti, feeling so much clearing, grateful. Rosetta, the blessing went straight into my heart and feels lighter and so grateful. Irit, thank you so much for the blessing. Okay, so wonderful. So continue to share your love, your excitement. So don't miss that. The Tao Hands workshop will teach you more wisdom, more practical techniques for healing yourself, for healing others. Make sure you apply, or if you know a loved one, I see some of you who are Tao Hands practitioners already, share it with others. That way you could begin your journey of healing yourself and healing others. And just one final little announcement. We here at Master Sha's Tao Center in Toronto are having a December wellness program. It's 3 weeks of daily practice. In the daily practice, we chant Tao mantras. Some of these mantras like Shen Qi Jing He Yi will practice Tao mantras for healing, rejuvenation, and to begin to let go of some things that we need to heal from 2020 as we move on to 2021. And then there's a little bonus workshop that comes with the wellness program. You get as a bonus a 3-hour workshop called Moving with Grace and Light into 2021. I will be leading that. We'll use Tao mantras to help heal our hearts from 2020 and then move forward into 2021. So don't miss that as well. We'll have our team here post that link as well for the December wellness. So don't miss it. You'll want to be there. Get your morning practice of the Tao mantras. And also there are some different components as well from the Tao calligraphy field sessions. You could learn more about that. So thank you, everyone. We love you all. And we'll have Alexia now. Welcome back, Alexia, for the final closing. Just sending you love and light wherever you are around there. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Francisco. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Allan. This amazing Tao Hands blessing. And thank you, Tao Hands. Thank you, Carmen, for sharing, and Ashutosh. And thank you to everyone in the chat. So excited to go and read all these amazing stories from Tao Hands practitioners from around the world, sharing your inspirational stories using your Tao Hands. And as a Tao Hands practitioner and someone who's taken the Wellness Boost program 3 times now, I can say that this is next level and you do not want to miss it. It's a powerful way to complete your 2020 year and to prepare and begin for 2021. So you can find the link to apply for Tao Hands December 11th, 12th, and 13th in the description of this video. So click that link if you're interested in applying for Tao Hands and learning more. And we will also be posting the link in the description of this video for the December Wellness Boost. And that starts December 7th until December 25th. And there are recordings. So you'll have access to recordings as well if there are certain sessions that you're not able to make live. And it's a really, really wonderful, wonderful program. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Really, really love you all around the world. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to join our Master Sha Tao Center Toronto Facebook group as well to be connected with our community. And we look forward to seeing you in Tao Hands and the December Wellness Boost. So goodbye, everybody. Going to bring on everyone for a final goodbye. See you. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great evening.
Bye.